Hi, this is Dan Fleming from DansMark Software Solutions. This is a video demo of the Sloped-Railing-Designr main dialog. There's 5 different parts of the main dialog. On the left-hand side is the current post rail configuration. Everything on the right-hand side is the current wall rail configuration. On the left bottom below the image is data. You can edit, save, and delete data. So in other words, you can configure many different types of post and wall rail combinations and save them as data sets. That way you can just open up the data set, start there to design railing. It's unlimited in the amount of data that you can save. Basically, when you save, it's going to take everything that's in the post rail portion of the dialog, all the current configurations, everything in the current wall rail part of the dialog, and save everything as a whole data set. Then when you open that up, you can start there, change your rise, run, maybe your location of your posts, align your top rails with wherever your posts are at, and pick a point and it's done. You can get it down to seconds instead of minutes for railing design. Also in this version we have an Excel portion. Basically it's going to save the current whatever it is that you design as new every time, unless you click add. In other words, let's say you have 5 different railings for a job that you're having to design. Start the first one out as new, the second one click add, and it'll add those to the Excel data. I've also included a little macro in Excel so that you can click a button and it will look at that data, bring it up, and populate Excel with it. So you can have a full bill of material for however many drawings that you have in that particular Excel data set. You can have 500 rails if you needed them. Keep adding to it as long as you don't stop that drawing, close it out, and start a new drawing. They will keep adding to the data set. In other words, when you open up a new drawing, however many railings that you add to the Excel data is how many drawings that will bring that you can convert into Excel spreadsheet. Layers. These are the name of the layers that I currently have in use. These are the colors and these are the line types. You can change these to your name, your color, and your line type. They then become default and you don't have to mess with it anymore. A word of caution. If the line type is not loaded, then it will make an error and blow it up and you'll have to start the drawing again. So my suggestion is just to load up all your line types, come in here and change my name to your name, my colors to your colors, and my line types to your line types. It becomes default. You're good to go. You won't have to do it again unless you need to change the default of whatever layer, color, or line type it is. Drawing auto count. A word of caution. If you don't use drawing auto count, you could make an error in the program. What drawing auto count does is it keeps track of the drawings. It makes blocks out of them. That way, if you use auto count, it'll keep track of the count number, and if you happen to draw 2 railings of the same name, it'll change like from rail, as an example, right here, it says rail-R1. If you do another R1, a rail-R1, it'll change it to rail-R2. If you do another one, then rail-R3. So on and so forth. That way, when it makes blocks of the drawing, so that you don't have to keep moving the drawing around. That's my way of drawing everything in one place, and then using the insert button on the right hand side to insert all the drawings that you created. I would suggest you just go ahead and leave it as R1 and Rail W1. You do whatever you want to, but that's just my suggestion. Now you can do these railings in aluminum or steel. It changes the materials, and it lets you know in the materials whether it's aluminum or steel. Railing type. There's four different railing types that this program will draw. 5 different, actually. It'll draw a flat. The post rail design is like we're looking at right here. It's a post-mounted top rail system. It'll draw them flat. It'll draw them sloped. It'll draw the end view on a stair landing, for instance. And it'll do multi-rail. I'm going to show you what the multi-rail looks like. The multi-rail is how you control the side that it's on. In other words, the grab rail is on this side, so the multi-rail is on the opposite side. If the grab rail is on the far side, the multi-rail is on this side. That's how you control that. And that is done in the post-rail portion of the dialog. That's a whole other dialog. We will look at that later. So right now, basically it draws post rails, wall rails, and multi-rails. It only draws them in straight. I am working on a curved portion of this program, but is nowhere near completed at this point. Check back at DansMark Software Solutions website to find out when this feature will be added. You have a complete help system. If you click help and click any function, it'll tell you what that function is used for. Click any other function, it'll let you know what that's used for. Click an image, it'll let you know what it's used for. Uncheck the help system and uncheck the help checkbox, and the help system goes away. So as long as that help system is checked, it will tell you what that function is used for. Drawing numbers. You can change the drawing number here. Wall rail here. Now it's going to put a prefix on that drawing. Whatever you name it here, you need to have a 1 or a 0 or 2 as the last digit so the auto count can work. If don't, it could possibly blow up on you, and you have to start the drawing again. My suggestion is create your post rail systems and your wall rail systems that was going to match it. In other words, here's one that matches the one that we're looking at. It's the same run and rise, only it has a different configuration that's mounted to the wall. Save those as a complete set. Then you can quickly open a new set, run it, and you have it. You can delete all of mine if you want to, but I would suggest leaving the very first one until you get all of yours done. Then you can come back and delete that one done, the very first one. It defaults to whatever that first railing system is. If rail R4 was the very first one, it would open up as a default to whatever this very first name configuration is. To change to a different configuration, you would click it and hit edit. It would repopulate the whole dialog with that data. You can name that data anything that you would like. That's up to you. That concludes the the Sloped-Railing-Designr main dialog. If you have any questions, watch all the videos. If it still doesn't answer your questions, contact Dan at DansMark.com. That's my email address. That's DansMark.com. Thanks.